Welcome to BSc Statistics students. In this lesson, I discuss t-test for single mean, that is, which is small sample test. So, for small sample test, which means if the sample size is less than 30, usually the sample is treated as a small sample, in which to test the single mean, we use a t-test. T-test is going to be applied. T-test means the distribution applied is t-distribution. In this contest, the distribution is applied, the t-distribution. T-distribution is going to be applied. That is what the meaning. Single mean, but which means one sample is going to be considered. One sample is considered. So therefore, this is what the description for t-test for single mean. So for example, you consider x1, x2 and so on xn is a random sample of size n, which is drawn from a normal population with mean mu and variance sigma square. That is, x follows a normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square. That is as usual we have considered. So if you consider one by one the points, first point, null hypothesis. The null hypothesis, I'm considering h naught, it is mu is equal to mu naught. That is, the sample is drawn from the normal population. That is one hypothesis we can consider, one statement we can consider. Second one, there is no significance difference between the sample mean and the population mean. There is no significance difference between the sample mean and the population mean. These are the two statements we can consider. Secondly, if we consider alternative hypothesis, the alternative hypothesis, if you consider the h1, it is mu, you can consider mu not equal to mu naught, or mu greater than mu naught, or mu less than mu naught. These are the three kinds of alternative hypothesis we may consider, and in which the statement is the sample is not drawn from the population with assumpted mean mu naught, or there is a significance difference between the sample mean and the population mean. Whatever sample mean, it is calculated from the sample for the sample observations x1, x2 and so on xn. It is not drawn. It is which has a significance difference between the population mean. If you consider the population mean and sample mean, there is a significance difference. There is a clear significance difference between the sample mean and the population mean. That is what alternative hypothesis H1. Then if you come to the consideration of the third point, test statistic. Test statistic, it is going to be now defined in two particular cases. Case 1. What is case 1? If sigma is known, sigma, the population standard deviation, is known. If sigma is known, then in this case, we apply as usual procedure of the normal distribution. That is, we consider test statistic under H0. I am considering test statistic under H0. In this case, Z is equal to, Z refers standard normal variate, x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma by root n, which follows n01. This is what the standard normal distribution. Standard normal, this is the standard normal variate. That is the statistic under H0, Z is equal to x bar minus mu naught by sigma by root n, if sigma is known, which follows n01, and usual test procedure of normal distribution of in the large sample procedure, like that, the same kind of normal distribution procedure is going to be applied. We consider tabulated value from the normal distribution at alpha level of significance, and the comparison conclusion is going to be made with the help of the standard normal distribution and standard normal variate. Okay, so comparison and remaining procedure as usual in the normal distribution procedure, right? And in case 2, hope you understand case 1, whenever sigma is known, then you have to apply the normal distribution test statistic based on the normal distribution, standard normal distribution, right? And the case 2, in the case 2, what is the case 2? If sigma is not known. In this case, the t distribution is going to be applied. So we apply t distribution. So t distribution is going to be applied in this case. What is the definition of t statistic? It is the ratio of standard normal variate and square root of chi-square variate divides its degrees of freedom. So therefore I consider standard normal variate first of all. For example, you consider standard normal variate for sample mean x bar. The x bar follows a normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square by n. So therefore, if we consider standard normal variate, let it be z is equivalent to be x bar minus mu divided by, actually we consider xi, okay, whatever it is, x bar minus mu divided by sigma by root n, which follows n01. You consider this is what the standard normal variate. Okay, and the chi-square variate. The chi-square we consider ns square divided by sigma square, which follows a chi-square distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. With n minus 1 degrees of freedom, it's not visible, right? So chi-square is equal to ns square by sigma square follows chi-square with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So that is what the chi-square variate. So this is going to be considered as a standard normal variate. And ns square by sigma square we consider chi-square variate and degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So therefore, if we consider by the definition of t statistic, the t is going to be defined as, t statistic is going to be defined as t is equivalent to be, now we are defining test statistic, t is equivalent to be x bar minus mu, that is standard normal variate, sigma by root n, right? Consider clearly, right, is equivalent to be divided by square root of chi-square variate. What is chi-square variate? ns square divided by sigma square divided by its degrees of freedom is n minus 1. The which follows t distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. The corresponding degrees of freedom of chi-square. It is corresponding degrees of freedom of chi-square n minus 1. So while cancelling, you see here this is sigma in the denominator, is also sigma again in the denominator. In the numerator term, in the denominator term. So square root of sigma square, sigma. So it will get cancelled. Okay, and root n also will get cancelled. This is root n, this is root n. Right? So therefore, the remaining values are x bar minus mu divided by square root of s square is s, small s. Okay, divided by n minus 1, square root of n minus 1, which follows t distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So t is equal to x bar minus mu divided by square root of s square is s and the square root of n minus 1 divided by follows t n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So which means now this is what the formula. Now I give you the formula of s square. S square, the formula is 1 by n summation xi minus x bar the whole square. Summation I range from 1 to n. And capital S square formula, I give you one more formula. It is 1 by n minus 1 summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. From these two, we can write, if you take n minus 1 to left hand side, n minus 1 into s square, n to the left hand side, n into s square. So that is summation xi minus x bar whole square is nothing but n into s square here, is nothing but n minus 1 to s square here. Therefore, n into small s square is equal to n minus 1 into capital S square. By replacing here, you can also write another formula of t is equivalent to be x bar minus mu divided by capital S by root n, which follows also t n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Don't think that it is n degrees of freedom. It is also n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So there are two particular formulas of t. x bar minus mu by s by root n minus 1 small s follows to n minus 1. X bar minus mu divided by capital S by root n follows to t n minus 1 again. So the reason is this. This is the reason for that, right? For this particular two formulas, right? So therefore, test statistic under H naught. Under H naught, what is our test statistic? What is H naught? Mu is equal to mu naught. So under, by substituting the value, by replacing the value of mu with mu naught, what you will get? The test statistic under H naught, T is equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by s by root n minus 1. This is small s follows t n minus 1, or another formula, T is equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by capital S by root n, which follows again t n minus 1. Don't forget that it is also, remember that it is also n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So these are the two test statistics under H naught. So right. So and finally the comparison and conclusion. Last point, the fourth point, comparison and conclusion. So for this we calculate modulus of t. That is, whatever the value of t we have, then we have to calculate modulus of t, and that is the computed value. That is this x bar minus mu naught by s by root n minus 1 small s, or x bar minus mu naught by capital S by root n. Okay. And whenever you have the computed value, after calculating the computed value, we have to get the tabulated value at alpha level of significance and n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So here for t distribution, the two particular crucial points to get the significant value or tabulated value: one, level of significance alpha, another one, degrees of freedom, that is n minus 1. Here the degrees of freedom for this statistic is n minus 1. So t alpha comma n minus 1 is degrees of freedom, and that is at alpha comma n minus 1, alpha level of significance and n minus 1 degrees of freedom, we will get the tabulated value of t, that is called t alpha comma n minus 1. If it is greater than the H naught, the null hypothesis may be rejected. Otherwise, that is, if modulus of t it is less than or equal to t alpha comma n minus 1, then H naught is going to be accepted. This is what the comparison and conclusion for the t test. And for the normal test, same kind of comparison and conclusion. This is all for normal test also. The case 1, we have to refer normal distribution, that is this. If sigma is known and sigma is not known, we have to refer the t distribution. That is the distinguish in this particular test procedure, t test for single mean, the small sample test. Hope you understand. This is what the procedure is going to be conducted for conducting the t test for single mean. Thank you so much.